What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dime Dropper 24-minute recaps, episode 50. Wow, what a milestone. 50 recaps. Thanks for all the loyal, diehard Dime Dropper fam that support come to the live every single night. Really appreciate you guys. Tonight we had two games, the two greatest franchises in basketball history getting their fucking asses handed to them. How about it? The Lakers very short-handed without Anthony Davis and Dennis Schroeder, getting clapped by the equally scum, if not worse, Jazz. And then we had two dime dropper teams going at it in the South, the Atlanta Hawks and the Celtics. I was rooting for the Celtics on this one. Don't want to see. I want what I picked. So the further it gets from the predictions preseason, the more disappointed I am. Obviously I want to look good. So Celtics taking an L. Let's start with the Lakers, though, against the Jazz in Utah. I thought LeBron came out with normally what I think would be a good mindset of getting everybody involved and playing a little more off ball. That doesn't mean he was moving off the ball. He's standing around at the three-point line, but we've already been accustomed to that. So I don't need to spam it anymore. I think my subscribers know I point this out. And the other guys, Kuzma, man, all his shots look flat. I don't know what's good with it, but man, I like Kuz, but he's gotten away from the essence of what he was in the beginning of his career. And that was that he was a shot maker and not much else. And right now he's like a grit guy and he makes shots here and there. He sometimes makes threes, but I've been saying for him to get different shots other than threes. And tonight he was 1 of 4 from 2, 2 of 7 overall, 1 of 3 from 3. And he only finished with 5 points. Although I don't know if I agree with the decision to take him out of the starting lineup by Vogel. I don't necessarily know what that was about. They started Markieff Morris, who actually was decent again tonight, 12 points, 5 of 10. But I don't know. Defensively, I didn't really notice him much. I think the Lakers' energy and effort was honestly not too bad, at least in the first quarter. Like, they were only down by 1 after the first quarter. They were doing their job. They were making life tough on Donovan. And I thought LeBron was decent to start the game, but in the second quarter, it was funny because it was actually one of the Lakers' very own that did it to him. Jordan Clarkson running away with Sixth Man of the Year. I predicted Norman Powell. It's going to be Jordan Clarkson. He's run away with it. He was hitting everything. He's a shot maker. Step backs, contested shots, crossovers. He's got a bag. He's a one-on-one guy. He's of the ilk of Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford, just straight bucket getters off the bench in his own way. And it's funny that the Lakers gave him up. It's funny that when he played with LeBron, he was considered a broke choker who just sat in the corner. Once again, another guy that you have to let rock with the ball, who was brought to their team to become a spot-up shooter for LeBron, someone that can make plays off the catch. He completely fizzled. And, I'm not going to say it. I already mentioned in the Who's the GOAT. So, anyway, JC was absolutely eating. The Lakers started to fall apart. Montrader, he did his thing where he scored, but he doesn't really get rebounds in terms of defensive rebounds. I don't know, it seems like he doesn't get rebounds a lot, defensive rebounds. He's good offensive glass. He's very active. He gets the rebounds that just come to him. Other than that, he gets eaten in the paint. I thought there's so many, as I said, when the Jazz played the Clippers, the threat of the Jazz is they have so many pick and roll threats, and they have guys that can score in the in-between game that make you want to collapse, and then it gets open threes. Donovan Mitchell, even though he wasn't hitting tonight, his threat, just getting in the paint, opens it up for other shooters. Man, does it feel like Bogdanovich ever misses? Because it doesn't for me. I know he was 5 of 10, 5 of 8 from 3, 15 points, but man, it feels like he just hits everything. All the Jazz just make threes in Utah, like crazy. I know they make them in general, but especially in Utah, they just don't seem to miss. Like Mike Conley, 4 of 6 from deep, 5 of 10 overall. Better shooting from 3 than he did from 2. 14 points. Like Donovan was just making plays, 8 assists, a lot of hockey assists. And that's the thing. Mike Conley, Donovan, they get these floaters going, find guys like Jingles, Bogdanovich, Royce O'Neal, and Rudy Gobert. He's a great lob threat, one of the best. He's tall. He gets up. That's like, his arms are above the rim. You got a big target to throw to as a guard, and that gives him easy buckets. So that makes the guys guarding the corners come in, collapse, forces shooters, and that was what the Jazz were getting all night. The Lakers couldn't do anything about it. Dennis Schroeder is the best Laker player in terms of putting pressure on ball handlers. Caruso, he was decent, but he can't just do it by himself. And then the Lakers get eaten up on the inside. This has been a problem all season. Marc Gasol and Montrezl. Marc Gasol not great on in a very good pick and roll duo like Donovan and Rudy Gobert. I mean, those two, I think they're the best pick and roll duo in the NBA. I said it in the other week when they played the Clips. I'm going to say it again. They're the best in the league because like Rudy's just a big target and Donovan is so deadly in the in-between game. He's got a great pass with the lob passes. Conley's capable of doing the same, and it forces, athleticism. Anthony Davis is one of the best in the league at showing on the ball handler and maintaining distance, of being able to not show too early, just show for a second and then recover to a big man to deflect the pass or affect it and get a turnover or just anyway, just not get the easy dunk, not let the easy dunk happen. So I thought the Jazz just kind of ran away with it. I thought LeBron scored a bit in the third, but he just didn't have a sense of urgency. He was just sitting in the corner guarding Royce O'Neal most of the night. Same old LeBron, just not seeming to care very much or put a very, very strong effort when the chips don't fall in his way. And I think it's just because, I don't know, he's just his mileage. I mean, here's the thing. He's played every game, and I respect that a lot. He takes a lot of possessions off on D. And the Lakers, I don't think they just couldn't really get back in the game. KCP continues to struggle, 1 of 5, but the Jazz were just fantastic. That Donovan-Rudy pick and roll in the third quarter, again, whatever they wanted. Donovan, I already read his line. Rudy Gobert, 18 points, 9 rebounds. JC had 18. Derek Favors had 12. So it was an all-around attack. The Jazz win it 114-89 for the Lakers, just completely outclassed for the most part. LeBron James finished with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 turnovers, 7 of 13, 1 of 5 from 3. I just don't think he really, in a situation like this, think about it, guys. If the Lakers want to win in Utah, LeBron's going to have to score 30, right? It's weird. Like the games that he doesn't need to dominate the ball too much, he does. And then when they need him to, he doesn't want to. It's so weird. He can be really weird sometimes, but let's get to the Celtics game against the Hawks. I paid a little closer attention to this one. And man, Celtics started out decent. It was 13-15. Tristan Thompson was scoring underneath. Jeff Teague started in place of Kemba. Of course, they started with Tyson Tatum again. And then it was the Trae Young show. I didn't watch the Hawks game last night against the Cavs. I just didn't get to it. And it's whack because they lost to the Cavs for the second time this season, another loss they shouldn't have had, and then they beat a good team like the Celtics. Or, right now they're not a good team, actually, but a playoff team, let's say. Celtics went into drop coverage, and as we talked about, when the Celtics have Tyson Thompson in, they don't have switch everything personnel. You're not going to switch Tyson Thompson on a Trae Young. So they're putting Thompson in the pick and roll. Thompson was in drop coverage. When you had pick and pop with John Collins, he gets open shots that way. John Collins, it's not too much involvement. 2 of 5 from 3, so that's good enough, 40%. 6 of 11 from the field, 14 and 11. John finds a way to get his, even though Trae doesn't involve him and the team doesn't involve him as much as I'd like. I like his face-up mid-range. I think they just got to find a way to incorporate him better. But Trae Young was starting to hit his floater game. And when he's hitting his floater game, it seems like everything starts to click for him. And this was the second time in a row they played the Celtics. Actually, no. When they beat the Celtics last week, his floater game was on point. And then when that started happening, it was Tristan Thompson and them coming up a little further. But he was starting to hit threes from 30 feet out. The thing was, Tristan Thompson didn't want to give up the lob to Capella at all. They didn't want to give that up. And as you can tell with Capella's stat line, he only got 6 shot attempts up. So 3 of 6, 9 points, 9 rebounds. They wanted to get him to kick it out to shooters because he was getting that floater. And Tony Snell was hitting. Kevin Huerter wasn't hitting too much, but he didn't even actually get that many shot attempts. 2 of 7 for Huerter, 1 of 3 from 3, only 5 points. But Tony Snell, 4 of 6 from 3. He was hitting. And when Trae Young just started to dominate, hitting from 30, they started to put Jaylen Brown on him, and he actually got a steal. And, he got mixed one time, I will say. But Jaylen Brown was doing a better job than Jeff Teague. And it's it comes down to, and Jason Tatum was getting beat off the dribble too early in this game. It comes down to, as the leaders of this team, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum may need to take stronger responsibilities defensively in guarding the best players, because these best players on the other teams, whether it's Jokic, whether it's Trae Young, whether it's Luka Doncic, they're getting off on the Celtics. They're all outperforming Celtic players. And I think that Jalen, as the defender that he is, may need to take the reins defensively. He's young. There's no reason we need to. I know they, Marcus Smart is out and they don't have many creators, but I don't think you're at the age where you need to conserve for the defensive end. I mean, he's already missed games this season. Like, both of them need to step it up defensively, I think. But overall, the communication of the Celtics is just not great. Right now, they're just in disarray. But I thought that the offense just suffered from the fact that Tatum and Jalen just weren't hitting their shots. They weren't hitting any of their threes, and they continued to kind of take them. I mean, Jalen was 0 for 6 from 3. Tatum 1 for 8 from 3. Again, the Celtics struggling from the three-point line. And, when you have two big men in like Thompson and Tice, that's not great for the spacing. And that makes it so that Tatum and Jalen see more bodies on the drive, and that's what was happening again. And then Grant Williams comes in, and he comes in for his defensive versatility, but he's not a factor at all on offense. He was losing the ball, I think. Actually, he may have just lost it once. Yeah, he just lost it once, but 0 of 3, 0 of 2 from the field. I thought points, but I don't know. I just think that Brad's rotations weren't too great again. I thought that but it's not as much on Brad. I think the players, when Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown don't play well, don't hit shots, it's not going to go very well. Gallinari came in and was absolutely splashing the Italian stallion, former Clipper Danilo Gallinari, one of my faves in the last couple of years. It started out with him just hitting, his routine. It was catch and shoot threes. It was the guys on the Celtics, collapsing too much, just sagging off their shooters too much. And then it started becoming solid closeouts, Gallinari hitting. Then it started becoming Gallo hitting from the logo and the hash. I was like, oh my goodness, they turned Gallo into Klay Thompson. And it got ugly. That's when the lead stretched to 20. The Celtics, at one point I was like, Tatum and Jalen got to take it to the basket. Collectively, between the two of them, they only shot 9 free throws. And part of that's because, they saw a lot of bodies and the Hawks didn't need to foul. They just had to collapse, and the Celtics don't have those shooters, man. No one's worried about Semi Ojeleye. Only played 6 minutes tonight. Peyton Pritchard, there was a lineup towards the end of the first quarter for the Celtics that plummeted. It was Jalen and the rest of them, like Peyton, the Time Lord, I think Grant, Nesmith, and they're just not worried about the other shooters. I think Javonte Green wasn't bad. 13 minutes of play. He was plus 10, actually, funny enough, 6 points, but some of that was in garbage time in the fourth quarter. I thought Teague was terrible in the first half, just useless all around. Defense wasn't good enough. The Celtics, they just don't have any versatility. They play all the pick and roll straight up, and when one guy gets going, the house collapses. The Hawks just make more threes than them. The Celtics are not shooting well at all. They don't have the threats to take attention off of Tatum and Jalen, which is thus making their life tougher. They're not being as aggressive as they should. Their body language is just not there. It's a tough situation right now. It's a tough situation. They need to make a move. They need to get some bench help. Marcus Smart needs to come back. The man got a technical on the bench today. But we got to give a shout out to Gallinari and the Hawks. They were on it. Trae Young was in tough ones, but Gallo, 13 of 16 from the field, 10 of 12 from 3, plus 25, the best in the game by a good amount. 38 points for him. Unbelievable performance by the Italian stallion. Trae, and honestly, they need to start playing him more. What the hell? Cam Reddish didn't play tonight, but with DeAndre Hunter out, I don't know if they need to start Tony Snell over Gallo. Gallo is a 18 points a game guy for the last 2 years of his career on playoff teams. They need to start involving him more. If they don't want to start him, give him starter minutes, because that dude is able to take the ball out of Trae's hands and, get his own shot when he wants. He's a tough shot maker. But the Celtics, just terrible. Just terrible. They need better performances from Jalen and Tatum. Jalen, 6 of 16, 0 of 6 from 3, 17 points. That's not going to cut it. Jason Tatum, 4 of 20, 13 points. Also not going to cut it. It's just pick and roll watch right now. And I think that Peyton Pritchard's in a little bit of a slump right now. I think you need to get him a little bit more on the ball doing pick and rolls again. He's off the ball and is not very effective at all. It's like the Celtics just don't have any off-ball effective threats. Jalen's the only one that does anything. He comes off dribble handoffs and stuff. But then in the second half, they all just fizzle out. And there was a lot of times today where the Celtics were one shot away from that 5-0 run, that 7-0 run that could have turned momentum. And they just didn't make the play. The Celtics, and Mike Gorman, longtime play-by-play announcer, knows the Celtics better than anyone, went on the radio today and said Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown seem to be worried about, their 25 a game. I haven't even called them out for that. You've heard me on this show. I haven't gone at Jaylen and Tatum for caring about stats. But Mike Gorman, if he's saying, he thinks that the team they're too worried about being individuals, the ball doesn't move, it's stagnant, they're not leading by example. I mean, this is a guy that's witnessed Paul Pierce his whole career as a Celtic, Kevin Garnett in his years as a Celtic, and more importantly, Larry Bird, McHale, and all the 80s greats of the Celtics. He's seen greatness when he sees it. He knows greatness when he sees it. And for him to call out their players like that, man, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, I know they need help. I know the coaches need to be held accountable. I know the general manager, Danny Ainge, needs to be held accountable for the fact that Hayward left and they didn't bring in the adequate tools to replace him. Part of it's just luck. Kemba's not playing. Marcus Smart's not playing. And, they're not better without Kemba. They're not at the end of the day. Kemba hasn't been great, but they're not. Celtics fans, the Celtics dropped to 15-17. It's looking really tough for them. Their next game is against the Pacers on Friday, and I have a feeling things may not be getting better very soon with them. By the way, congratulations to Devin Booker, who I spoke very highly about yesterday, that he needed to make the All-Star team. I did not get to see the Warriors or the Suns games tonight. I'll probably try. I'll watch one of them. Tell me which one you want me to see. Let me know. I may not be able to watch both, so just let me know which one you want me to see. By the way, the video of Kobe and how he succeeded in the finals, the back-to-back, how Kobe's Lakers won back-to-back titles, was successfully filmed today. It was longer than the first one by a good amount, but man, it was a good one. We went really in depth. I'm going to have the footage for you. If you haven't checked out the first one of why Kobe's Lakers lost 2 NBA finals, please go check it out. I worked hard on it. And if you haven't checked out Is the NBA Getting Better and Better, all 3 parts, what are you doing? We're ending 6 minutes early tonight, 18 minutes. Now we're going to go to the live subscribers till minute 24 or minute 33, depending on how I feel. Thanks so much for joining me. Remember, follow me on TikTok. We are on there. I haven't posted a video yet. I'm lagging on that. And also follow me on Sports Me for quicker clips. We are going to be on that much more frequently. Get on that. TikTok at Dime Dropper Pod. Sports Me, Dime Dropper Pod. You know the deal. Peace out, gentlemen and ladies, if you're listening, but I doubt it. What's up? Goat man, yeah, that's him. But I haven't seen Michael Jordan or Bill Russell or Kareem or Magic or Larry in a min. All I see is liquid. Skip, relax. Who you calling Skip? Keep writing the same comment. I heard Dennis returning on Friday. Oh, big time. Yeah, facts, Anthony Dumas. As a Laker fan, we fucking suck right now. Yes, sir, you do. The Celtics make me depressed. Crazy games today. Which ones? Celtics only lost by 15. That's not only. They got blown out. They came back in garbage time. Fake granny. Subscribe to Dime Droppers OnlyFans. Your humor, B. White. Your humor. Celtics are in playoff position. What are you guys talking about? Yeah, Montrezl garbage. Miami's coming back in the playoffs. Not surprising. LeBron has been really upsetting to watch the last 5 or 6 games, says Ernest Hernandez. So many turnovers. He also dribbles the ball way too long and has been seriously slowing down the pace, making it hard to get in rhythm. What did I talk about? Who's the GOAT, Ernest? What did I talk about? That's LeBron for you. The worst of him, I should say. Oh, look at you guys talking trash in the comments, huh? Nobody did anything. LeBron could have tried to drop 30, I guess. He didn't really try. I'm not saying it was his fault, though. You guys just weren't good enough. Lakers are disgraceful. We will rebound. Trae Young needs to stop shooting unnecessary threes. Dude, he made it tonight, though. You got to give it to him. Shooter's definitely important. I think people are just trolling. Kareem the GOAT. There's not going to be crowds, Jonah Kim, for the Lakers Clippers. Probably not. Dime is the GOAT. Thank you, Maniac Lane. Who else just gets lost in the comments and forgets about Dime? Get out of here, Roberto Espino, you clone bot. Dime goated for sure. Thank you. Dime is the true GOAT. Thank you. Miami Heat have 0 All-Stars because they got off to a slow start, man. I do not shoot better than Curry. Dime has all the Hall of Fame badges. I think the Spurs have been very impressive, Michael George. I'd be very surprised if they make the playoffs, but I guess not as much anymore. But yeah, Jesus, they may make it. Celtics have been awful, Ethan. I know. When we get Terrence Mann in here, we'll see. Maybe hopefully after the season. Yeah, Thompson with the retired jersey claims in Cleveland. That was too much. There was actually tons of drama with the Celtics in the 80s. Kind of drama. When they were winning chips. Lakers lose. What a beautiful day. What's up, Edwin? When we get Terrence Mann, I don't know. I wasn't a Bron stan. I liked LeBron. I wasn't a Bron stan. I was a Clipper fan, always. I don't know when we're getting Terrence Mann. Should the Jazz be worried at all that they're overachieving from the three-point line? I don't know. I mean, that's on them, man. They've been working it so far. They take good threes, though. I feel like they don't force it too much. So that's the tough part. We'll see how it keeps going. See how it happens in the playoffs if they fall too in love with it. I feel you about that, Brandon Campbell. Why not come out and take 30 shots without AD? Yeah, Kemba has been inconsistent. Gallinari was on fire. Facundo Campasso. I don't know about that. Maybe. LeBron is giving up the MVP race to stay fresh for the playoffs, it appears. It could be true. Stop asking about Terrence Mann. I never said we were going to get him. I said we're going to try. We're going to try to use our connections over time. Man, I should have never said that, huh? Damn, Celtics are 9th seed? Wow. Heat above them now? James Wiseman is a fouling machine. You don't want him on your team? Relax, dude. Wiseman has a lot more positive qualities than just a foul machine. Am I ever dropping a 1v1 versus someone? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe eventually if you want. With how bummy Braun's been playing, I won't be surprised he goes back to how he played in the 17-18 playoffs. I can't answer Hakeem Olajuwon to the Big O, but I'd say Hakeem Olajuwon because he won championships as the best player. You want to see that jumper and those dimes? Well, you won't see a jumper and those dimes with a 1v1. How long is AD out for? They said 3 or 4 weeks. Wally Zerbiak? No. Facundo Campazzo was closer than Wally Zerbiak. I don't think anything of Toronto. I always said they weren't gonna not make the playoffs or anything. I was always confident about Toronto. What do you think, Dime? Do you think PG-13 will get his career high in a game with the Clipper organization? What's his career high? Maybe. I mean, if it's any era that it's going to happen, it's going to be the modern era. It's easier to score. Is it possible for the Clippers to trade for Al Horford? Do we want that right now? Yo, who do you guys believe was better all time? Tim Duncan or Kobe Bryant? Kobe. But I need to watch the early days of Duncan. It's a good argument, but I think Kobe. I may be a little biased with that one, though. No, I didn't get to watch Suns Hornets. I was watching the Lakers, man. I'm sorry. I'll try to watch it tonight if you want. That's what it is, Ty Baller. He's year 18, though. He doesn't want to dominate in the regular season. Did I say shooting doesn't take skill? When did I say that? I think you're making stuff up now. They lose every time with Lowry? 48 points? Man, maybe. Who do I have making the finals? I'm going to stick with my pick. Guys, I'm not deterring from any of my picks and playoff predictions. I'm not. I said Lakers Heat. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with all my picks. All my picks are still in the preview. I'm going to take my L on all of them. I'm clearly going to be wrong about the Jazz. I said they were going to be the 6th seed. I fell way too much in the Luka hype and the Mavericks development hype, and I was very wrong about it. I don't regret picking the Nuggets higher. I think most people had the Nuggets higher, but I definitely regret picking the Suns and Mavs over the Jazz. I was asleep for that. But I'll take my L on it. I'm going to stick with all my picks. Obviously, the Jazz are going to finish higher, but that's it. Have you ever encountered people that say the 60s are trash because it was black and white? I mean, of course, I've encountered and listened to all these people say that stuff. Not Facundo Campazzo, Darren Williams, but not as strong. The high school ball is a complicated question, but not for an official team, an official school. I hope Lakers won't go 6th or else they will be forced to duplicate the Rockets in 95. Yeah, I don't think they'll be 6th. The GOAT is back. Maniac is the GOAT. I know Shea in Eclipse jersey was great. That's what one of my friends was saying. Sam Sharma. I have a friend named Sam Sherman. I think the Lakers should just sit LeBron for a couple games. Oh, Michael George. I was saying that big men shooting pick and pop jumpers doesn't take that much skill. It's just that shooting open jumpers. Like anybody can do it. You could probably do it. Like open jumpers, scoring on someone in the post, that takes real skill. Like a different level of skill. Miles Bridges better than Gilbert Arenas? Who are saying these things? I'd say Dirk's 11 Finals MVP. I'd say the run and who he beat. But D Wade's 06 series was probably a better individual series. It was pretty incredible. Yeah, I could probably shoot. I mean, 40 footers was an exaggeration, but 20 footers, 3-pointers? I mean, of course, bro. That's not very hard. I can shoot open 3-pointers all day long. Yeah, Big Ben, I agree with you. I used to love All-Star Weekend so much as a kid, man. So much. And now I just don't, there's not the same fun in the events. Celtics still to make it to the championship, Jonah? Get out of here, Roberto Espino. LeBron's defense was trash. Looked like you complained at all the teammates. They're really not good enough to go back-to-back this year. I think you're overreacting. Yeah, T-Mac's not better than Wilt. Wilt 7-2 with bounce and strength. Yes, Mr. Zeke, perfect. You took the words out of my mouth. Underachieving franchise tie baller? I wouldn't say that about the Bucks. Yeah, still decent. Yeah, Astro, man. Kawhi wanted Paul George, though. But Paul George has been killing it. Did Giannis deserve the second MVP? He did. He did. He absolutely did. I played college ball. Damn, where'd you play, Brandon? I haven't hooped in a while, man. I haven't hooped in a while. You can get the invite when people are hooping again. I'll hit you up. I'm down. Where do you hoop at? And you played college? Where at, man? That's impressive. Do you think Tim Duncan has a GOAT case? A very small one. Not really, though. Not really. But he's great. How underrated is Kawhi's 2014 Finals MVP? I feel like you have to watch it to see how dominant he was. I wouldn't call him dominant. He was good on both sides of the ball. Great. But I wouldn't call him dominant. Duncan won 6, yeah. Two more minutes, guys. Get all your questions out. Which players do you think from today's game could play in the more physical era? I think everybody can adapt, to be honest. I'm not as much in the beginning of the time machine. I think everybody can adapt. I think players would be a lot worse, though. Some of them. Is your favorite wing pepper favorite lemon pepper dime? No, it's like probably like a Buffalo classic. It was dominant, Mr. Zeke. 03 GOAT case. Is he have really more of a case than Bill Russell, Michael Jordan, and Magic and Bird? Pierce College. Okay, in the Valley. And then I had a couple opportunities to go overseas. Then I blew out my knee. Damn. Be down a hoop. What high school you go to? From around here? When are we going to see a team go on a 20 win streak anymore? I don't know. Orange County, Espino. Damn, you went to Granada? No way. What class are you? Thanks, Sam Sharma. I appreciate you. That's crazy. You went to Granada. What class? Can't be that old, bro. 2010? Are you the one that said 2001? Oh, man. Okay. So you're like my uncle's age, basically. So you're like 36 or 35 years old. Damn, that's a good age. I'm down to play. You probably okay. All right, then, y'all. 38. So when did you start watching basketball? You must have been watching basketball for a minute. A wise sage. He's the same age as Cousin Showtime. Did you watch the Cousin Showtime episode? Yeah, Lou Dort. I heard about that. I started with the Lakers in the 2000s. Jonah Kim. Spurs 0 defense in the clutch? What do you mean? Yo, let's get the likes up to 30 before the end of the live. Let's get the likes up to 30. Since I was a young buck. So you grew up watching Jordan? What's up, Dime? Get it up to 30, man. 26. Oh, look, J Love. He decided to come in. Damn. What would your thoughts be on Whiteside? I mean, I think he may actually fill a void. He just makes mistakes. But we said the same thing about Dwight, and he actually worked out. Happy birthday to your wife, dad ass boy. Would y'all rather see win a championship, the Celtics or the Lakers? I would rather honestly see the Celtics at this point, man. I would. I'm not in Massachusetts anymore, so I don't have to listen to their fans as much anymore. Not Lakers, man. Nah. But Celtics aren't going to win this year, and I'd really hope that both don't win. If the Jazz win, that won't be fun either. But all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. Late. I actually went to Magic Johnson camp, the GOAT. So what do you think of these LeBron debates with the greats that you witnessed? Oh, they're making Marc Gasol a scapegoat. What's the difference between Andrew M and Andrew Lakers? Are they the same person? 06 Roberto Espino. That's my year I watched Lakers. What's that go eat stuff? Maniac Lane. Yeah, it is. It's media made argument. It's not even fan. Media influences the fans. Don't know who Andrew M is? The Raptors fan. All right, gentlemen. I'll catch you. Clippers playing tomorrow? Who's playing tomorrow? We'll see. Definitely a Laker fan, but not a LeBron fan. Who's your favorite player of all time? Kobe Bean? Magic Johnson? Jordan? Hey, I'm Fake Granny. If you want to go find out the answer to that, go watch last night's episode. I talked about the All-Stars and the Chris Paul and stuff, so it's already there. Fuck the Grizzlies. I'm so excited for that. Definitely Lamar Odom underrated. Kobe Bryant. The other guard wearing number 24, 6'6", 13th year out of Lower Merion High School, Kobe Bryant. Classic LT. Vintage. And magic. That's what they all say. Hope that tantrum of yours won't happen last year. Oh, Gab's story. I hope not, man. You got to hope in my sanity we make it out of the second round this year, and then I'll cry tears of joy. That's not the baritone. That's the Lawrence Tanner, G. Michael Ta. I just fluctuate the chords. Magic. Lawrence Dime Tanner. Your humor. Roberto Espino. The classic. Irvin Magic Johnson. What? My favorite is Kobe and D Fish. You know, Diamond Real Clipper family despises the Grizzlies. Oh, yeah. At guard at 6'1" from Arkansas, Little Rock, number 2, Derek Fisher. Dude, the curtains are the latest intro. That's one thing about the Laker games. I'll give it to them. The intro's the best. But yeah, Kobe Bryant. The head coach of your Lakers, Phil Jackson. Vintage LT. All right. That's it for the night. My fave Laker memory was Ori. All right. Peace out. Keep doing what, Dime? Maxwell's not in here. Stop with that Glenn Rivers stuff. Yeah. Oh, Ralph Lawler? Oh, me, oh my. First 200 wins. It's the law. That's classic as well. Settle down, Mike Smith. Clippers basketball. I'm here with my broadcast partner. That's just classic, man. All right. You were at the game where Kobe outscored Dallas? I remember that game. That's a classic. 62 3/4. I remember where I was and everything. I can't sing. Okay, relax. All right, guys. 39 minutes. Looks like that's it for the night. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining. Vintage Breen. Oh, man. That's classic. What is it? James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound, Bosh. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer. Bang! Classic. All right. Peace out.